Pact is an app that helps people live healthier using financial incentives, both positive and negative incentives. What that means is that people commit to exercising or eating healthy with their own money on the line. At the end of each week, if you don't meet your goals, you pay into the pool, and that becomes rewards for everyone else who do meet their goals.
Okay. Max, why?
It's obviously brilliant. No, I think the future of healthcare, Affordable Care Act notwithstanding, is fundamentally about changing the cost structure. I think we can't get very much farther along without modifying the way we pay for healthcare, and the way the overall cost changes is by people becoming healthier. No other way. So adding a bite to the cost of behaving badly, not exercising, that's a great idea. But more fundamentally, I think a mobile app that tracks your performance with a financial component is just so sweet spot to everything I love. Like, how could I have not invested?
When you look at these kinds of investments, did you sort of find this, Max, and you're thinking, I want a healthcare investment, but it's got to be different, weird? Or do you sort of back into it and look at the case, a business opportunity for this business?
The way I think we ran across Pact was we were literally brainstorming ways of creating a financial incentive to exercise, because just as you said, you don't really have the motivation to wear these things all the time. Well, if it hit your wallet, a much, much larger percentage of people would actually do that. So we brainstormed about this in a vacuum, and then somebody said, wait, I think there's a company called Gympact, which was the earlier name for Pact, and we got in touch, and the rest is history.
But how much do you make if you succeed, and how much do you lose if you fail? Because as I said earlier, I'm not sure I would want to bet on myself. I might bet on Corey, but I'm not going to bet on myself.
That's the nicest thing you ever said.
So you'd be surprised at how powerful the incentives are. We're much more likely to be motivated by loss than by gain. So by having just $5 on the line, we actually see that people meet over 90% of their exercise and healthy eating pacts for 6 months to a year.
We're all just so cheap, aren't we?
No, it's just we hate losing. Like, it's especially true for people in Silicon Valley. I think there's certain bias of people just, I just lost a bet with myself. Yes, it's $2, but it's a loss.
Yeah, for me, I find personally, and I've noticed that the purchasing of something, right? A Lululemon purchase is going to send someone back to a yoga class. This Fitbit, or in this case, this Jawbone Up for me, is the thing that just, it keeps me going a little bit further for another couple of weeks, another few miles on the roads, and that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to point out that, you are thinking about this from a much bigger picture perspective. With things like Glow, you are actually trying to lower healthcare costs. And I believe you think Pact also has the possibility to do that.
Absolutely. I think all of these products in their kind of a final or later stage version look like new kinds of insurance products. And today they may look like toys, but with Glow, where we ultimately underwrite a portion of cost of treating infertility, which is a very, very serious, very important fundamental issue to address, and Pact, which is more about wellness and fitness and just overall general health, all these things ultimately lower the cost of being healthy, which is the role of an insurance company. They spread the risk. Well, we try to lower the risk and spread it as well.
Do you think about it from a portfolio perspective, where Pact becomes a thing and Glow becomes a thing, and you've essentially created and bundled together something like this sort of insurance portfolio?
I think that's taking it a little bit too far. We conceived and built Glow because we became very passionate about this notion of infertility and the fact that it's not covered by traditional insurance companies. As we got very, I'd like to believe, smart about the whole space of health insurance, we started looking around for other companies trying to attack it from similar but different directions.
How do you judge or gauge the size of the market for this business?
Yeah, so at this point, we started out in the consumer market, and we've already motivated over 7 million healthy activities. But the real opportunity we see is really in this behavior change tied to healthcare utilization. We've actually looked at the before and after data of Fitbit users after they joined Pact, and we see that there's a 40% increase in activity over 6 months. And that leads to, extra 5 miles walked every week. And that's a type of healthcare utilization change that we strongly believe in. If we can change people's behaviors, then we can change the costs associated with those behaviors.
Now, a lot of people are speculating about Apple's health book. We sort of have yet to see any company really own sort of healthcare technology. Max, when is it going to become more than a few good apps?
Well, I think with Glow, we're trying to push it much more than just a good app. It's a great community. It's a product that actually solves financial problems for people. So it's a little bit more than that already. I think as the platforms themselves step in and say, here's a unifying way of using these products, just like Apple's Passbook enabled several kinds of financial transactions, financial receipts, HealthBook is probably going to be a good thing, but we haven't seen it yet. But I think all signs point to growth and exciting new developments there.